Lots of coaches would love to coach the Lakers, but who's the best candidate? Let's take a look at the top 4 possibilities to lead the Lakers. At number 1, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is our most famous and traveled coach. He retired as a player in 1996 and was hired as the Magic's head coach 3 years later. Rivers coached a 41-41 Orlando team headed by Darrell Armstrong and Ron Mercer to a playoff berth. Rivers was voted Coach of the Year after his first season, after he led the Magic to 3 consecutive winning seasons from 2001 to 2002 to 2003 before being sacked following a 1-10 start. Doc Rivers became the Celtics head coach the next year and won 1 championship in 2008. Prior to the 2013-2014 season, the Celtics traded their head coach to the Clippers for a first-round pick. Despite 7 winning seasons, Doc Rivers could not lead LA to the promised land. Doc Rivers is now the 76ers head coach. The Sixers are 4th in the Eastern Conference and will face the resurgent Raptors in the first round. Philadelphia could make a deep playoff run behind Joel Embiid and James Harden, assuring Doc Rivers' job beyond this season. But if James Harden's offensive woes continue and the 76ers miss the playoffs, Rivers may seek elsewhere. The Lakers would want to hire Rivers, a championship coach who led a star-studded Celtics team to the promised land. At number 2, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson's tenure as head coach was excellent. In 2011, he took over a Golden State Warriors team that had finished with 36-46 record with the league's 26th ranked defense. With a new system and players struggling to break out of bad defensive habits, the Warriors struggled in Jackson's first year. Jackson had a big impact on the Warriors in his second season in Northern California. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson stepped up their efforts on the less pleasant end of the backcourt, as did power forward David Lee. Golden State had a 47-35 record with a top 15 defense. They beat the Nuggets in the first round before falling to the Spurs in the Western Conference semifinals. But they let the NBA know that they were coming. To start the season, Mark Jackson led the Warriors to a 51-31 record and the league's 4th-rated defense. Jackson was fired in 2014 due to a personality dispute with owner Joe Lacob rather than performance on the court. During his 3 seasons with the Warriors, Jackson established a 2-way system focused on pressure defense and ball movement. Mark Jackson is also a fan of hoops hype. Mark Jackson has been calling games since leaving Golden State. He hasn't expressed any enthusiasm in returning to the bench, but he'd be a good fit for a struggling Lakers team. At number 3, Kenny Atkinson. From 2008 through 2016, Kenny Atkinson was an assistant coach with the Atlanta Hawks. In Atlanta, Atkinson coached under 2-time Coach of the Year Mike Budenholzer, earning the admiration of his Hawks players as a tough, diligent developmental phenom. The Brooklyn Nets appointed Kenny Atkinson as their head coach in 2016. He helped the Nets rebuild after trading Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry to the Celtics in 2013, one of the worst decisions of the decade. In his 3rd season as head coach, Atkinson led a club devoid of superstars to a 42-40 record and a playoff berth. The Nets signed Kyrie Irving in 2019, but he disliked Kenny Atkinson's stern coaching style, leading to Atkinson's firing late in the season. Kenny Atkinson joined the Clippers in 2020 as a Ty Lue assistant and is now with Steve Kerr in Golden State. Kenny Atkinson has proven that he can lead a squad lacking depth to the NBA playoffs. He could be the ideal coach for the Lakers, especially with all the talent that they have on that squad. At number 4, Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse isn't the NBA's most famous coach, but he might be one of the best. In his first season as head coach, he led the Raptors to a title. The next season, when NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard left Toronto for the Clippers, the Raptors went 53-19, with Nurse winning Coach of the Year. Nick Nurse is a proven winner who can adjust to any lineup. He can also devise winning strategies, a skill only a few NBA head coaches possess. He can design a scheme for his team based on the players that the Lakers signed this offseason. Nick Nurse is the Lakers' top coaching prospect by a wide margin. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. We'll see you guys next time.